Hello and welcome to Miniature Muse. Been doing a lot of work to get things ready for the farmhouse renovation. So I'm going to show you what I've done over the past week. And while it seems slow, trust me, a lot is going on behind the scenes. So let's get caught up. First of all, that ceiling that I caught myself putting on the deck on the first floor, I don't like it. So I'm going to change it up and I'm going to do an off-white color for it, which I can live with. So it's not bright white, but also it's not looking crazy. Next up is finally seeing some real change to the exterior that's not deconstruction. So I'm in love with this fantasy blue color. It also is the same color as the dress on my recent Silkstone Barbie. It is Benjamin Moore's 716 Fantasy Blue, and I love it. And I'm actually using the same color on the walls in my powder room on my first floor. So because the original color on the house is so light already, I'm only going to have to do 2 coats of this. But I'm actually going to do all the trim on the walls around it. I don't plan on having white trim on the outside because I really think it's going to clash. So any trim that I use is going to match a color. One of the 3 colors I'm using, which is this fantasy blue, brown, or black to match the roof. As while painting this other side, that it hit me, that chimney does not go all the way down, so I've got to come up with a plan for how I'm going to actually work around and make it look like the chimney is consistent and goes down to the bottom, even though it seems to widen at the bottom. Who came up with that? I don't know. But anyway, I've got to fix that. But this color around here, I am loving it. It is such a pretty blue. It may be a little hard to see on camera how pretty the blue is, but trust me, look it up. Fantasy Blue by Benjamin Moore. I love it. I have been having so much fun designing and cutting all the wood pieces I need with my new X-Tool P2S. I love this machine. So to paint the siding, the other color I'm using, which I'm also using in my restroom on the cabinet, is Espresso 2099-30. So I did 1 coat prior to putting everything together, and then decided I would glue it together and finish painting it. And I mostly just wanted the background to have the brown in it, in case it shined through. Probably will change my mind about that later, but that's how I started. So this is the top, like left side, and I'm gluing all the pieces into place to make sure that they fit. And then I'll be able to, once I've finished painting it, glue it up on the side where it belongs. And after all the pieces are together, looking pretty good, it's time for a second coat. But prior to a second coat, I had to just tape it up temporarily just to get a look at it, and I think it's coming out great. So I went ahead, as you can see, this is very much shinier with the second coat, because the first one was uneven, of course, and dry. So I'm just going over it again to make sure that I get everything and making sure I get in between the lines so that I have a cohesive look. In order to glue the siding on in a way that would be a little bit more flat, I noticed that there was a lot of joint compound on the edges and some pieces in the middle that needed to be trimmed down. So I used my oscillating tool to go back in and trim out all the pieces that would be in the way and keep it from laying flat so that I have a better surface to put things on. And as you can see, I actually took the door off the hinges so that I could lay it flat. I won't be able to do that with the rest of the house, just this piece, but why not? If that's what I can do, that's what I'm gonna do. Plus, I'm gonna have to change out the hinges anyway because they were painted over in white, and I don't want to use white, as I said before. So yes, I'm going to paint half the hinge one color, and the other half, I think maybe though, because they're on one side of the house, I'm only going to have to paint them one color because they'll be on the side and not the front. So I'll be painting them blue. And then I pulled out one of my favorite and stronger glues, E6000. What I love about this stuff is it sets very well, but it doesn't set instantly, so you still have time to move some things around. But if you let it sit like you're supposed to, it's going to do its job. I wanted to make sure, well, I wasn't going to do, my little butter technique, but I did want to spread the glue out so it wouldn't be too gloppy. Is gloppy a word? Well, too much in one area. And I also wanted to make sure to get it to areas where it really needed to stick, like the edges, the inside edges. So I just spread that out with a popsicle stick. So after massive glue all over the siding piece, it was time to go ahead and adhere it directly to the door. Now, I thought I was going to use all these other clips over here you see on the side, but they were too small to hold it. And I thought, what are you doing? This is laying down. Let gravity do the work, girl. So gravity is going to do the work. And as you may have noticed, I'll use whatever I have on hand that will help me to get a flat surface. So this is a box from a recent Mac acquisition. I don't want to talk about the Mac acquisition. But I put that down, and it's going to keep everything kind of evenly weighted. And I just put my little hand weights on top and clips, the giant clips that I have on the corners. And then we're going to get a good hold. And yes, gravity is going to do all the work. As you may remember, I was stressing about what I was going to put over here on the side, whether I was going to build something. I wasn't quite too sure. And then I decided, why not just find a way to make it flat and even? So after figuring out how high it is, I decided that I would do the same thing that I'm doing with the ceiling underneath, which is use a piece of foam core and then put on top of it a piece of chipboard. And then on top of that, once we're ready, I will be adding the flooring. So after testing my measurements out, I cut both pieces and then glued them together and then clamped them right on there to make sure that, well, we're good to go. Having several excuses to use my X-Tool P2S, I also needed to cut out wood pieces for my lighting. So I talked to you before about these strips that I wanted to put extra lighting into the room. And I wanted to make sure they fit, but were just wide enough for me to put the actual light on them and attach them. So I measured out for each room and then went ahead and cut the strips on the machine. And because I also have to put the lights on and make sure the wires go in a certain direction, I wrote down where they belong, and then I put an arrow for where to make sure I run the wires, whether it's to the left or to the right, so that I would have it as a guide when I went to put the lights right onto the piece of wood. So I still needed to patch up this hole that the stairs used to be in that are in the main bedroom. So I was going to originally use the wall that I cut out of the kitchen and to cut a hole in that, and then I decided I would just use some fresh wood. So it took me a while after measuring to find a piece of wood that actually fit, and then I cut several pieces because I wasn't sure. I don't know if I needed 3 or 4. Anyway, I stacked them together, and then I made sure to figure out how many, which it was 4, that I needed to go ahead and glue together in order to make that work and patch up the hole. So I glued several pieces together. I used tacky glue instead of E6000 this time because I didn't need as strong of a hold like I did with the siding on the side of the house. And after several times turning them in all kinds of directions, after aligning them as much as I could, I put clips all around them instead of using gravity, because when there's like more than 2 things stacked, sometimes they tend to slide. And so that's when I think the clips are going to work better. So that's why I put those on. And yes, I use a lot of clips, but you've got to make sure that the middle, the sides, everything is pressed in and pressed together really well. After the glue dried, I popped it into the ceiling, and then I think I used E6000 on this. I put together this little strange setup to hold it in place from both sides. While the setup may have been odd, as you can see, it was effective. The piece is holding. So as you can see, we are moving right along. The exterior will be done, I think, in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then hopefully by August, we will get started on the interior. There's still lots of work to be done, but we are getting there. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope to see you again on the next episode of Miniature Muse. I hope you will be inspired by the little things.